boys and girls. It's Mrs. James back to read you another great book. The title of our book today is The Legend of Spookley, the Square Pumpkin. Look at that pumpkin. Those pumpkins are round, aren't they? Like the ones back on my counter over here. I've got several. I've got 3 right back here. Yes, I know. So this one's going to be a fun book, I think. You guys know the parts of the book, so you know that this part is the front cover. That's right. And here we have the back cover. That's right. And this is the spine that holds all the pages together. Our author today, who writes all the words in the book, is Troiano. The illustrator who draws all the pictures is Banta. The Legend of Spookley, the Square Pumpkin, written by Troiano, illustrated by Banta. One day in the pumpkin patch, the strangest little pumpkin hatched. Spookley wasn't like his friends. Where they had curves, he had ends. Spookley was different. He was odd. He was rare. Spookley the pumpkin wasn't round. He was square. Look at all these great pumpkins in this patch. And there's Spookley. Page want to stick together. While the round pumpkins had fun rolling along, poor Spookley sat there shaped all wrong. He tried and tried with all his might, but he couldn't budge. He just sat tight. The other pumpkins teased him because he was square. That's not very nice. Spookley wished he was round and could roll everywhere. Poor Spookley. That is, until one night when they all discovered it's fine to be round when the weather is fair, but there are times it's better to be a square. See Spookley, he looks so sad. Poor baby. Halloween was just a day away when a mighty storm blew across the bay. It tossed the round pumpkins to and fro. It snapped their vines, then off they'd go. Oh no! Bouncing left, slamming right, bang, bashing. What a sight! Spookley sat there filled with fright, but glad to be a square that night. Me too, I would be glad to be a square. That sounds scary. Suddenly, the fence gave way. Oh no! 3 pumpkins rolled out and into the bay. Look at those pumpkins out in the water. That one's coming down. Spookley knew what must be done. It was up to him. He was the one. He teetered, he tottered, he tipped, he tried, and finally flipped. He was on his side. Look there, he's on his side right there. Again he tipped, again he flopped, again he flipped, and then, where's he going? He stopped right in the gap where the fence had snapped. He blocked the way. The hole was caped. All the pumpkins shouted, "Hooray!" Spookley the square pumpkin had saved the day. Then a pumpkin hit him with a whack. He thought his shell would start to crack. Then another one hit him with a thump, and another one with a smack. There's Spookley saving the day. It looks like all these pumpkins are still blowing towards him. Poor little Spookley. Then one by one, a ton of pumpkins piled on the stack, with a bang and a bash and a crunch and a crash. And then it all went black. Look at all of these pumpkins in that storm. Oh goodness. There's a little one and some big ones. And there's that tall one again. At dawn, when the storm had stopped, the farmer came out and checked his crop. He picked his pumpkins up one by one and laid them out in the warm, dry sun. And when the last was moved away, the farmer could see what had saved the day. An odd-shaped pumpkin, short and dense, was wedged against the broken fence. Its shell was bruised, its stem was too. But there was brave little Spookley, sitting straight and strong and true. Right then and there the farmer knew, of all the seeds he'd ever sown, Spookley's were the most special that had ever grown. Look there. He's checking him out, making sure he's okay. And the next year, when it was time to sow, he sowed those seeds in every row. He watered and weeded and watched them grow. And oh, that morning about mid-June, when the pumpkin patch began to bloom, there were tiny pumpkins everywhere, hundreds and hundreds, most of them square. But look at all the square pumpkins. There's even a purple one. That's my favorite color. I love purple. Some were cubes and some rectangular. Some were flat and others triangular. Look, there's my purple pumpkin. And this one's nice and flat. And look at that one is triangular. Triangular. That's a hard word to say. There was a bed of bright red ones. That's red. There were polka dot pumpkins. Look at all those. They have dots on them. That's so neat. And rainbow ones too. Look at the rainbow pumpkins. There were thousands of colors and hundreds of shapes. Oh, what a garden variety makes. Now every year on Halloween, Spookley's patch is quite a scene. People come from far and near to see what wonders grew that year. They stop, they gawk, they gaze, they stare. Then they pick a pumpkin that's round, triangular, or perfectly square. Look at all these great pumpkins. Look, there's a scarecrow all the way in the corner. Now you know the story of how Spookley grew. Maybe someday you'll tell someone too. And they'll go tell someone who'll go tell another. And maybe one day we all will discover you can't judge a book or a pumpkin by its cover. Look at all those great pumpkins. What a great book this was. Thank you guys for reading with me. See y'all later. Bye.